action. Okay, so quick introduction to this video. I had a 1.5-minute rambling video this morning I made at 7 o'clock before I left. I am junkyard hunting today for 65 Falcon parts, particularly the rear doors for my 4-door. So the video is going to take off with me first arriving at the junkyard. So just bear with me on the crappy camera work at the very beginning. I'm not a professional like my lady, so just stick with me on that. But it's going to be a good video, I promise. I'm going to show you a car that's been around for a long time, and then I'm excited to start working on it again. So enjoy. Okay, I am here, and first impression, this guy's got a pretty nice yard. He's got some good project vehicles actually sitting around here. So I'm going to go to the office, sort of check in with these people, see what the deal is, and then get the rain gear on and go hunting for doors. I'm here at the parts yard. I have made my way back here. I'm going to give a very small rant really fast. I'm going to show you. This is the parts yard where I'm at now. I will say this. I called this place twice. Confirmed twice. They had 64 or 65 rear doors. Now, they did tell me they were on a station wagon, but if you know the Falcons, you know that the rear door skins are the same for the wagon or for the sedan. It's just the window frames that change. I get here. It's a 3-hour drive. They do not have a 64 or 65 Falcon. They take me to a 63 Falcon, which, if you're a Ford Falcon guy, you know, totally different car. Not even at all the same. So I'm very furious. I'm getting ready to leave, and I decide to go trotting deep into their woods to just make sure I look. And lo and behold, there's an absolutely mangled 65 Falcon back here. Not a usable panel on it. However, the rear doors are here and they're intact. I was a little frustrated when I went back up to the office and told them it is what it is. They're not willing to negotiate on these doors, which I think is a little, you know, whatever. They are not as nice as the other ones, but I'm here. I'm 3 hours away from home. I'm getting them ripped off. I'm getting out of the rain. So hopefully we can inspect the doors a little better when we get them home and get them back on my Falcon. There they are. Gonna have to take that one and try to do a little dent work there and up here, but they're rear doors. I think I'm gonna end up shaving the handles off of them anyway, but they're out. So waiting for the yard dog to come pick me up. Okay. Check it out. We have doors. I made a giant trip today, and I actually got the back doors I was after. I initially thought I was going after station wagon doors, so although I got there and there was a little bit of confusion and I really was upset for a second, it worked out way better because I don't have to modify the doors or cut them or anything. I do need to like go inside and loosen up the inside hinges and try to get them to fit a little better, because I can fit a whole finger through there, and these hinges don't really have any adjustment. But let's see here. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, come back here, baby, and get the visual down the side of the car. It has been a long time since this thing's had back doors. Years ago, I took the original back doors off and I shaved the door handles, and then I had them sandblasted, and then when I got them back, they pretty much just gave me a 5-gallon bucket full of my door and was like, eh, there it is, there's what's left. So to see the car whole again, I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty happy about it. And it's gonna kind of end up being like the 63, and like Bruce, it's gonna end up being built out of junkyard parts. But if we can get it running again, figure out the tappet lifter cam situation, because it either has a collapsed lifter or it has a flat cam. I'm hoping it's just a lifter, that way the motor is not full of material. But come and check this side. I think it's actually better on the other side because the fender's not hanging off and because the door handle's not there, so it gives you kind of the visual. But just bear with me. Now that there's doors on it, I can kind of explain the ideal I was thinking here. I've had a Fox body roll cage forever, just a regular 8-point cage, and I'm really thinking about putting the 8-point cage in it, tying the bottom half of the B-pillar to the cage, and then knocking the window frames and the top of the A-pillar completely out. That way it's completely open. I can climb in through the windows and duke it if I want. Obviously it won't have side glass, but I was mentioning earlier kind of general mayhemish, and that's kind of the idea. I'll have a front window, a rear window, and maybe no side glass. Maybe just get rid of the frames completely, get rid of the glass completely, get rid of all the door handles down the side, and I think we'll try to go that route. Maybe. We'll have to see. Getting it running, getting the fuel system, everything going again, getting all the new brakes pulled apart and cleaned up again, probably going to be first step. But back together. So junkyard trip was worth it. I'm pretty stoked about it. So okay. So there's actually one other thing I was going to mention is wheel and tire combo. So I stole these tires from my dad. These wheels, this one wheel actually. I think it's actually technically a trailer wheel, which you're not supposed to use on cars, but it just fits the look better. I mean, does it not? Look at this one. I'm so bored of Steely smoothies. I burned them out for a long time. I had like 5 or 6 pair at one point. I love Steelies though, true Steelies, like the ones on the 63. Those are sweet. I don't like smoothies anymore. I've outgrown them. But these, they just have like 70s cop car vibes, or like dirt road vibes, very much so. Tires are way too big. I think that's like a 225 65 or something like that on its trailer sizes. That one was what I put on it. I put 4 of those brand new tires on it. Those are 195. Those are 195. I think 65 15s. Way too small. They don't fill up enough of the wheel, like enough of the wheel arch. But it's hard to get wheels underneath this thing. You have to like jack the car up, let the axle down, and if you have a tall enough tire, you actually have to deflate it and stuff it in there. So I think it needs a good combination of these, but I traded him those white smoothies for all of these. So I'm going to scrub them up. I'm going to try to find some marketplace tires. I'm thinking maybe 205, 70, 15, something of that nature. I think that'll fit underneath of it good. So, and bumpers. Got to put the bumpers back on this thing because without it, it really kills the look. So, okay. I guess I've never actually given an introduction to this car on the channel. I've never talked about it. I've never really even showed you guys videos of it. Grandpa bought this, I think, somewhere between 1990 and 1995 or 6. Yeah, photos are kind of all I've got. Used to be really, really nice. And long story short, he had 3 of them. He had all 3 65s. This one, 289, 5 lug car, 2-speed automatic. Grandma's 170 inline 6 car, 2-speed automatic, 4 lug. And my Uncle Sean's also 170 car, 2-speed automatic, 4 lug again. So Papa's was the only 289 car. He drove it up until I think 2005, and then it jumped a tooth on the timing chain and it would no longer run. And Grandpa's one of those guys, if he loves it, he loves it, but then when it's out of his mind, it's out of his mind. So it sat from 2006, 2005 until I got the car, and I begged him for it, and I think I gave him $300 for it, which I overpaid by about $300. But I drug it out. Me and my best friend Spencer drug it out. I think it sat again for like another 2 or 3 years before I even actually got it running again. And I'll put some photos in here somewhere of the car. But actually, pause right there. Okay, so there was a photo of it when I got it. And I'll put another photo in there right now. That was, I think, after my lady and I got together, I believe. Somewhere around then, we had it up on jack stands. We pulled most of the suspension out from underneath of it, like lower control arms, and pulled the spindles off. And it had all new brake lines, you know, all new wheel bearings, drums, all of the hardware, backing plate hardware, all of that stuff, springs and all that. So we replaced all that stuff. It had a brand new set of the white smoothies on it with brand new tires. It's got a TCI shifter in it. You want to pan in there to that bad boy in the center. And then just your like cheapest of cheap plastic gamer seats from Summit Racing. So the hood hinges, like way back in the day when radiators were still made out of brass and like copper or whatever they were made out of. I don't know, I'm not old. but crackheads stole them all the time, and this car was no exception. This hood's been fixed like a dozen times, where it got opened and then it got closed again, and they just folded the hood in half like an old square body Chevy. So the hood hinges are long gone. The poor old 289 has not been started in, we moved here in 2020, right? So 2020 was the last time it's been started, and I haven't done anything. I haven't pulled the breather off. I don't know what any of the stuff looks like. I know the coil's still there. I stole the starting solenoid. I think I stole the return spring for the throttle. I stole the bushings off the top of the shocks because I was desperate. At one point I went out playing around in this. This used to have these really cool anodized blue valve covers. Originally the 289 was black, and it came with gold valve covers and a gold air cleaner. Grandpa had this really cool anodized blue, and he painted the air cleaner and the valve covers blue. I was hot rodding around one day. The battery strap for the battery hold down came off. Battery fell into the fan, ruined the old radiator, and threw battery acid everywhere. So yeah, it was a disgusting mess. It's actually, I know fuel in it, I don't want to do that, but it's actually still pretty clean in there. So I was a little worried, but the other thing I'm worried about is I don't remember if this thing had antifreeze in it when I parked it, or if it had water in it when I parked it. I think even by then I'd learned my lesson, and I was putting antifreeze in everything. So I know it's pretty well empty. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the radiator hose off while I'm sitting here dicking with it, and I'm going to see if it actually has antifreeze still in it. Other than that, I need to pull the intake. I have a lifter back here that is either collapsed or a flat cam. I'm hoping it is just a collapsed lifter, because then the motor's probably not completely trashed. It needs an oil change for sure, and some zinc additive put in it, and it needs a good power washing under here. Yeah, I also stole one of the nuts off the carburetor. That's how ghetto I am sometimes. Yeah, so probably make a video about that soon. Probably get all this stuff power washed under here. I need to go back, since this is a unibody car, I need to go back and put all the bolts back in the fenders, all the bolts back in the grills. I'd like to put the bumpers on it just because I think it would make it look better. Luckily the front glass is like crazy easy to take in and out. Pretty much the trim holds the glass in this car. And I'm on the hunt for a hood, because I made that goofy thing years ago, and it's not the right vibe anymore, you know. So yeah, I'll make a video about that soon though. Hopefully try to get it to fire up. I'm hoping I can throw maybe a cam and lifters in it. I've got like a 270 something cam out of a Windsor. So yeah, stay tuned for that one.